Oh, and it's your boy, Ricky J. Forgetting my script here. It's your boy, UK finest, Ricky J. Bringing you the hard-hitting takes, bold predictions, and straight-up banter from across the pond. Welcome to where the bell never stops ringing. Welcome to the People's Wrestling Podcast. Go ahead, like and subscribe. Grab yourself a coffee. It is yet another early start afternoon here in the UK, early morning in the US. So make sure to like and subscribe, guys. We're doing this for you. But let me bring in the man himself, the man. It is all about Hollywood, all about the gold. You know him. It is the one, the only Hollywood Sean Gold.
That's what we do. We read newspapers in America. We say, "Oh, my morning paper. It's my morning paper. My morning coffee."
And how are you this early morning in the US?
Oh, we got some wrestling to talk about, don't we? We have some wrestling to talk about. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. Got some things going on with the family. Did celebrate my wedding anniversary last night. A little under the weather, a little stuffed up, lots of things happening at the same time. You got to in life, you have to compartmentalize things, right? So I am extremely upset over the passing of a family member. The funeral is actually today, which is crazy because that's what we do in the Jewish heritage. We decide to, you die, you're in the ground in 48 hours. Fuck everybody's fucking schedules, right? Like, I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the whole world. Like, everybody's just like, your schedule, like, you're supposed to be like, let's just jump on a plane. Now, you know how expensive plane tickets can get, right? Like, could you imagine a 48-hour window where you got to jump on a plane? Like, give people a few days, right? Like, bury on Tuesday, goddammit. Like, and so, like, no, they're going to bury on my actual wedding anniversary at the same time that my daughter has a travel soccer game. So I'm not going to be able to go to the funeral part, but then right after the funeral part, I'm up with the family or whatever the case may be. So exactly what I want to do on my wedding anniversary. And Sunday American football. Right. Let's forget about all that stuff. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to celebrate with people that are upset today. Being sick. Exactly what I want to do today. But I don't control life. You compartmentalize everything. And so I'll put on the brave face and be about my day. So yeah.
Wedding anniversary, how many years marriage is that?
What's that again?
How many years marriage?
Well, I think it's 12 years. I'm not too sure. Just thinking about it. I think it's 12 years. Yeah. We're married in 2013, so it's 12 years. They all blended together, Ricky, after a while. I will say it's definitely 12 years because last summer, so within I turned 40 in October, 2 Octobers ago. Well, yeah, about to be 2 Octobers ago because we're about to be in October. So 2 Octobers ago. So I'll be 42 in October. And I went to Disney World. I was like, I want to be a kid, right? Let's go to Disney World, right? Kids, whole deal, right? So we didn't celebrate our 10-year wedding anniversary that year. So we actually celebrated our 10-year wedding anniversary last year in the summer. We went to London, of course. Anytime I go to London, right, I try. And then we did 7 days in Greece and then 2 days in Paris. So we celebrated then. So I remember that making a joke saying like, it's ours our 11th. This is our 12th. We did not do a trip. We went to a place called the Melting Pot, which I don't know if you guys probably have over there. Do you have that over there? All right. So the Melting Pot is a fondue restaurant. So basically it's like, not that much money. It's not a crazy amount of money. Like you can get like a drink or two. It can get expensive, right? But like for the most part, it's under a $200 total with tip and everything, right? So, and I think I paid like 186 last night total. That was for the cheese fondue course, which was like apples and carrots and grapes and pretzel breads and all that stuff in your special cheese that you pick. Then I had an ungodly amount of steak, right? Like I'm talking pepper steak, teriyaki steaks, fillets, shrimps, pork, chicken, right? I'm talking about, I would say a total of like 40 to 50 pieces of different things, like split between two of us that we made in front of us. And then we had salads, came with salads, 2 big salads. And then topped it off with a s'mores fondue, chocolate fondue, bananas, strawberries, pound cakes, Rice Krispies treats. What else? My God, pound cakes. We have the grapes in there for like the dipping for the chocolate. Just like overall, like a lot of food. And then two alcoholic beverages. Right, it was like 186. It really wasn't that big of a deal. And that 186 came with I did like rose petals at the table and some candles. Specialized package.
So 12. Sorry.
No, it was it. It was good. It was good.
So 12.
So the big thing was, so Melting Pot was the first place that we had our first date. Not that particular restaurant, that location, but Melting Pot was the first date we ever had, and that was 15 years ago. So we always like to go back, not always on our anniversary, but like periodically. We'll go back to a location. So yeah, so we did.
I was just going to ask how long together, so 15 years. Which is a long time, but my auntie and uncle, over 50 years.
Crazy. I can't even think about that. That would put in 50 years, that's 35 from now. I'm talking about me being 77 years old. Like, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
That's about how old they are, yeah. About in their 80s, nearly 80, both of them, yeah.
Crazy.
But they've obviously got more than found the one to be together. Well, married, not together, married for over 50 years.
Crazy. It's crazy. Like I can't even think. I also, I'm a firm. I can't think about those things, right? It's crazy to think about, right? But also, I can't think about those things. I am a huge person in. I can't think about that long ahead. The reason why I can't think about that long ahead is there's a lot of reasons. I always compartmentalize death, right? It's very tough, right? It's very certain death, very tough on me. Certain death, that's tough. But thinking about 35 years from now, like knowing that my parents won't be around anymore, right? Like that would be impossible. Like that'd be theoretically impossible. Knowing that I would be on the back nine, I always talk about those things, right? As like as a golf course, right? Where are you? What hole are you on? Type thing, right? My parents are on the back nine of their lives. I am pretty good still, right? I might be on the 8th hole. Might be on the 7th hole. I'm not on the back nine yet. I think probably when I turn 50, I'm inching my way around the turn, right? I've stopped. I've got a little lunch right at the turn, maybe a little transfusion, little grapefruit, little grape juice, a little vodka, right? A little turn. And I turn onto the 10th tee. And I'm at that point, right? I am. I mean, we all are right at that point. But I think about my kids, right? My oldest is 9. Then she'd be 44, right? Like my middle one would be 40, and my youngest would be 37. And I hope at that point in my life, first of all, I hope at that point in my life I'm still alive. Let's call that for what it is, right? But then also at the same time, I hope that I've instilled the values. And it's tough, right? It's crazy to even think about that. 50 years.
We'll be on
50 years.
WrestleMania
Oh my
1990.
God.
Welcome to WrestleMania
Dude,
92.
no, because WrestleMania follows me. Well, no, I follow WrestleMania, right? So like every year, whatever year that is whatever year I am. Remember, I was born in 1983, the same year as WrestleMania.
And
So
I think we'll get WrestleMania 92. I think we'll get to WrestleMania 100 for it will outlive us, but I think we get to WrestleMania 100.
I'll be honest with you, if they continue doing dumb shit like they've been doing, we ain't gonna get to WrestleMania fucking 50 at this point.
Who knows? Like, I personally can't see WWE ever being out of business because they're a money magnet, but who knows?
They are a money magnet, but it's up to everybody else to say enough's enough.
Which we'll get to in our On Your Soapbox segment, so stay tuned for that. But we'll kick off the first segment here, which of course is that is right.
What's cooking on your table?
Very quickly, what have I been up to? Going to the gym. Did make, because it was pay-per-view, double the pay-per-view, so I made some of these for All Out and some for Wrestlepalooza.
Yeah, I'm sure your Wrestlepalooza one was like one page, and your All Out page was like 14
one
pages.
page.
Yeah.
I did colour in another picture here, so did that.
That's pretty good.
And there was a local. Yeah. The next one very quickly. So preview. The next one is that. You can see. You can even see that.
That's really cool. I like that. It's art, bro.
There's some complicated ones here,
as I've gotten older, I quasi appreciate art more. Like, we'll get into it a little bit, but like when I was in London, man, I went to like 3 different art exhibits with my daughter. Now, some of it was like art experiences, right? Like immersive art, which is I think really cool. Like, then I went to a contemporary art museum called Moose, something. It was in right next to Marble Arch, I didn't really appreciate that art too much. I didn't really like it. I don't really understand that. Like an example, like somebody, like there was a piece of art was like this.
Why?
That it was in a fucking art gallery. Like, but there was one piece of art there that I really enjoyed. Well, actually, I had to explain to my daughter what it was because, again, it's interpretational art, I think. It was a gravestone. And the gravestone said, this never happened unless you like or share it. And my daughter was like, Mackenzie was like, what does that mean? I said, well, what it actually means, I think, is, and like, it's funny because there are people around me going like, what is he about to say? And I said, I think what this really means is we're so pigeonholed to social media and in capturing our lives on social media that we forget in the human element of life. And so if the person that was at the funeral isn't taking a photo or sharing where they are, what they're doing, that it didn't really happen. And
very true.
Right. And so I am very much, and again, I use it differently, right? Because my wife and I, we use it differently. If I'm on a vacation, yeah, you best believe I'm sharing some shit, right? But if I'm not on vacation and it's not wrestling and I'm not in a ring, very rarely, sparingly, will I share something. Because now I'll be shared or in photos, But I tend to not do that because I tend to want to be there and be present with the experience. Like even at All In London when I was there. Yes, I took a ton of photos and man, I caught those moments, right? We'll talk about those moments when we talk about All Out, right? Because again, we'll talk about it, the Adam Copeland moments again, right? But there was a few seconds where I just kind of put my phone down and I was like, so like I took it in.
Yeah, I feel that because yeah, last year I used to take. I do different things every year for Facebook, on YouTube. I used to film me going to the shows, like film the journey going.
Day in the life, a day in the life, if you will. Yeah.
Film the journey going to these shows and filmed a few seconds of the matches. I think last year I took pictures of them. This year, nothing, and I feel like I'm enjoying it a lot more. I'm taking the show in a lot more rather than hang on, let me get my phone out, and then I miss it. It's like or I missed a winner or something, or so I feel I'm
You're
feeling
you're
more.
looking through it, right? So like you're videotaping, but you're really looking through your phone. And so you're not really present.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I totally get it. For like for people going to WWE, AEW, whatever the company the show is, I get it. But I feel this year I'm all enjoying these shows a hell of a lot. I filmed a little bit for WWE, mainly the entrances, and that was just for
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah,
Uh,
typically mainly the average entrances, but I think as a fan, you're kind of like, I want to hear what this crowd like the two big like I took a bunch of photos, a bunch of videos when I was at All In London, but like not All In, sorry, Forbidden Door. Apologize for the misstep there. For Forbidden Door. But like in reality, I just wanted to really hear Copeland's entrance and Ospreay's entrance. Because like in reality, I wanted to experience that, and it didn't matter if you were looking through a glass or looking through a phone. It didn't matter. You felt that at those two entrances because it was all around you.
but yeah, I'm feel like I'm enjoying the shows a hell. And it says the battery of my phone that is one, but mainly I'm enjoying the shows a lot more rather than hang on, let me get my phone out.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, that's the art of it all, right? It's all art in some way, right? In theory, it's all art. Um, it's how you interpret it all, right? Do you want to interpret it through your phone, or do you want to interpret it and be present? Um, I've been to the Masters for golf twice. I've been fortunate enough to be at the Masters in Augusta, Georgia, which is a very hard ticket to get. Has nothing to do with the finances. It just like it could be a million. It's not $1 million. It's just you have to win the lottery. And so I've never won the lottery, but I know two people that have, and so I've been guests on two passes. Um, and they you check your phone at the door. You don't even bring it in. You're not allowed. No phones. They actually have pay phones.
Because is that because phones are distracting or
Phones are distracting. Nothing goes off. They're very old school 1940s type thing. Um, yes, you can bring a digital camera and take the photos and then upload them to Facebook, which I've done before. But that's what you do. You're not allowed to bring phones in. Um, and and I think there's something to that. It's great. Um, I mean, you have to. It's funny because for that whole day, I tried to call home like on the payphones, but like my wife would never pick up the phone because she didn't know who the number was, and so I'd like leave like a message like, "It's me. Guess you're not picking up. I'm gonna go back to drinking."
going back to gyms? I think gyms, yeah, should ban
Gyms is
phone.
tough too. Gyms is tough because your playlist is on your phone.
True, it is, but from what I've seen, it's people who you sat there texting. You haven't come to the gym to text. You come to the gym to
Fact.
they just sat there on the machine. It's like, well, I want to use that.
It's funny you say that. I got into a fight with someone on the chest press machine. I was on I was on the phone, but like I was not in a quiet area or whatever. But I was lifting. I wasn't like I wasn't stopping. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't stopping to be on the phone call. I was, I was doing chest presses. And it was like my boss, and we are talking about some business deal, and I just, kept going. And obviously she knew I was at the gym, so whatever. So my grunts and stuff wasn't a big deal. But this woman next to me, she's like, "Can you get off the phone?" I said, "I didn't know I was in the library." I was like, "I'm not stopping my sets. I'm not stopping my sets. So what's the difference between me being on the phone talking about a $75,000 deal or me rapping or singing a rock song while I'm working out? It doesn't really matter. I'm not stopping. Once I'm done with my set, I'm going to switch to something else." So yeah, I get it. But sitting there in between, that's so frustrating.
I get rest. Well, I don't. I rest walking to machines, and I just rest afterwards. I don't sit. I might take a 5-second rest in between. That's it. I just go from machine to machine to machine. Get it done. Get out. Get back to watching wrestling. But very quickly, what else have I been up to? I went to a pub quiz on Friday. Did okay. And yesterday, there's a local mill to me, a local 119 years old. They had an open day yesterday, so I went there. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. So what have you been up to since last week?
Work, more work. We had our first PTA meeting on Tuesday. That was a shit show. The back to school night on Thursday was pretty good. On Friday night, we had a back to school party. I was in the dunk tank for like an hour and a half, and maybe got dunked like 80 times or so, give or take. So my legs, I didn't need to go to the gym like Saturday morning at all, because if anybody has ever been on this call that's ever been in the dunk tank, you have to continuously step on steps, lift your body, pull your body up, and get on the thing. Fall, man. It's literally CrossFit, right? Like so hour and a half straight CrossFit. I lost 4 pounds that night, even though I put 3 hot dogs in my body. As I was in the dunk tank, I was like doing like Joey Chestnut, like 2 bites and I was done because people wanted to go up there again. And yeah, I 80 times. It was really annoying. But the kids loved it, and I think that's all that matters.
Yeah, I don't know what a dunk tank is, but okay.
A dunk tank is a carnival game where
Right, I'm thinking more of the gym, but okay, right.
yeah, you fill up with water, and
Yeah,
you sit above it, and then there's a target you throw a ball at, and then the target, then you drop.
right,
So I did
okay.
that. Yeah. So I did that for like all Friday night.
I was thinking more, is that something in the gym? I've never heard of that. but yes,
In theory, I was in the gym because I was doing that. Yes.
But yeah, so yeah, we'll go into
Last night I ate too much food, so like we'll see. Right, we'll see. I hadn't got on the scale this morning yet, so like I'm kind of interested to see what I weigh.
With that said, we'll go into the next segment, which of course we all know what it is, and it's over to Sean in 1 second.
What you been moving? Movie talk. Movie talk. Movie talk. Movie talk. Movie talk. Dun, 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 dun.
So just
All right.
like last, we'll go back and forth on this.
I've watched 0 movies this week, but
Okay, then we'll go back and forth. But then, okay, the
no,
movies.
we will.
Okay,
Because
let me find them somewhere. There we go. The first one, Weapons, very good film.
It says from the creator of Barbarian, not the wrestler, the movie. Last night at 2. Wait, go back to that. I want to go back to that. Damn it, I'm trying to read it. Oh, dude. I know why you fucking watch this. I know why you watch this.
Nothing to do with wrestling at all.
Bullshit. Hold on. This week on Busted Open Radio, Dave LaGreca talked about this movie. No?
I very rarely watch Busted Up and the occasional clip here and there, but
2:20 was it 2:27 p.m. Half of these third graders, right? Or no, 3/4 of the third graders, right? Was it 3/4 of the third graders got up out of bed and vanished in the darkness, right?
Busted Open is not a podcast I would go to. For me, Jim Cornette or that's it really. The others I'll listen to, but
They talked about this movie this week. I don't know, guys. Something fishy. Something fishy.
Good horror film, different. Yeah, good.
Talk about the movie.
Well, for those that might not watch it, I don't want to really spoil it, but different. Some kids go missing, and you find out who it is at the end. It's some woman, like kind of casting spells, and they just vanish. But yeah,
And they're
different.
they're third graders, right? They're like 9 years, like 8 or 9 years old, right?
Yeah.
Listen, 8 or 9 years old, my kids are not going to be able to. Well, I don't even know. I want to test that out today, actually. Not that they want to go vanished. Let's be clear, but I want to test out locking my doors and see if they can open them. Because if they can open them, my kids are not going to be able to get outside.
Speaking of wrestlers in movies, I did watch one, and it was Blood Circus, starring Kevin Nash, Crystal Marshall. If you remember her in WWE, she had a very short stint in WWE.
More importantly, Tom Sizemore's in there.
I was watching it for Kevin Nash, but there you go.
Blood Circus, is that like a bad version of Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme?
No, not at all. Robbie Yee did a little cameo in it, and an even smaller cameo, Tommy Dreamer. So 4 wrestlers in this. So there you go. And the third and final, Eenie Meenie. Good film. It's her out of Babysitter, for those that watched that. That's a great movie, I think. But yeah, this one was okay. It was decent. So yeah,
does that say the creators of Deadpool? Top right.
I can't even read that, but
It says Deadpool up top. You see it?
Way too small writing for me. I can't read that.
The creators of Deadpool. What if it's Deadpool? It can't be that bad.
Decent movie. Yeah. So what have you been
watching? I am watching for the 10th time on my right side TV right now. Cobra Kai.
What's the guy in it? Not Michael. Is he current? He's a wrestler.
Fuck.
Michael Hauser, something. I don't know.
Paul Walker Hauser.
There we go. He currently wrestles for Progress Wrestling.
He get his hands on. He's in like a bunch of different promotions. He's in AEW. Sometimes he wrestles my boy Mike, i.e. QT Marshall. In Philly. I should have been there, but I was busy being in the ring. But yeah. Paul's a good dude. Like Paul's Paul has respect for the business. Paul puts the work in, right? I mean, he doesn't look like me without a shirt on, but he puts the work in, and yeah, he's in the show. But it's Ralph Macchio, Karate Kid. Yeah, listen, if anybody on this podcast has never seen Cobra Kai, wake the fuck up, right? Like Cobra Kai is it's like the perfect background noise to anything you do, because you can go back up and see things from the 80s, like throwback clips from when you used to watch Karate Kid, and so like it's a good show. It's a good show. It ended. It went through 6 seasons or so. They wrote 6 seasons, and they stuck to their guns. So it was great. And I think I'm on beginning of season 4 now. And I've seen it. I've seen it a dozen times.
Yeah, I suppose. Do you think they make another season, or is that it? Cobra Kai's done forever.
Yeah, they're done. They might make a movie. Depends on if the fans want it, right? They made a movie, I think. Well, they did make a movie, not I think. They did make a movie called Karate Kid Legends with Jackie Chan. It was a throwback, right? But I think that took place maybe 3 years after Cobra Kai, like right after, even though it came out like the summer after Cobra Kai ended. It was like 3 years after type thing. It wasn't like out of nowhere, you know what I mean? But like,
yeah, I watched it. It was okay.
Yeah, because there was no story for Cobra Kai. If it was like all the people in Cobra Kai, it would have been great.
It was no Karate Kid, the original movie.
No.
But what is original is my t-shirt brand, so we'll play that ad right now before we go into the next segment.
Do it.
And let's play that now. So yes, that is right. Pros and Tees, Goldman's ones for 2 shoutouts and a bonus shoutout being inducted. Sorry, we'll get to that news story in a second. Someone else is being inducted, not into the People's Wrestling Channel Hall of Fame, but into a different Hall of Fame. So with that, we'll play this. That is right. News and 4 news stories this week. So I don't really know what's the biggest here, but I think this is the biggest. We'll go with the biggest first, of course, and that is. Let me find the headline. Let me very quickly. Roger Jackson finally, as The Rock would say, arrested.
I don't think. I mean, it's a big story, right? It's a big story, but I'll be honest with you. I think, at least on my X feed, it hasn't been covered with such veracity as it was obviously when it happened, and that speaks to our society as a whole, right? It's. I mean, everybody's like, "Good, he got arrested. Good, he got arrested." Right? Good. But like, it wasn't covered as such veracity as we covered the attack.
Yeah, my very quick take on it is good. Justice is there. Justice has been served. Yep. I would presume, who knows? It's a wrestling world. It's a crazy world we're living in. But Danger Pro Wrestling now are going to distance themselves from him. Who knows? I presume they are, but who knows? Why it took a month, I don't know, but there we are. But yes, he's been arrested. That's good. Yeah, that's my take on it, really. Second news story is we'll discuss it now. Did get revealed in the Wrestlepalooza show, but Stephanie McMahon going into the WWE Hall of Fame class 2026. So my very quick take on it. Well deserved, definitely, on major part of the Attitude Era. Good GM. She actually felt like a GM. Give me 1 second. There we are. Adam Pearce he's useless. He doesn't. We know that these GMs aren't really having any sort of authority,
Correct.
but he's useless. Nick Aldis feels like a bit of authority figure. Ava Rain, definitely. But Stephanie actually felt like a good GM. I presume she had a hand in the Women's Royal Rumble, the Women's Money in the Bank, etc., etc. So yes, well deserved. I presume. I don't know. I'm just guessing here. She's a headline star. I thought it would have been Mr. Cena, but maybe he's going in 2027, or maybe she's not the headline star. Who knows?
She
but
probably is the headline star.
Well deserved. But we know who's running things. So
yeah. Well, okay. Yes.
Does he pick who goes in? So if he does,
but let's be clear here. He's not running things anymore. So let's be clear. You might think he's running things. If he didn't go in last year, she went in this year. She deserves to go in. Let's be clear, right? Like I don't care what she does on the outside or what the case may be, just for her body of work alone, right? Like no disrespect, but I can name a ton of, people that honestly don't deserve to go in before she would go in.
Or the people that are currently in shouldn't be there. I can name.
No offense to Jacqueline. No offense to Tori Wilson.
Yeah, did Tori Wilson have a Hall of Fame career? Hell no. Hell
no. Just on the basis of on-screen talent alone was more integral long-term. Long-term storytelling. Long-term storytelling. Like, the bullshit, the Attitude Era. God was getting stolen by Undertaker, married off the Undertaker, married off the Triple H, was a women's champion. And then you even flash forward, wrestling against Ronda Rousey, wrestling against Nikki Bella, wrestling against Brie Bella, right? Like, and that was later on. And then, so I think she really, if she deserves it. If those people deserve it, she deserves it.
Yeah. Every year, I said it's two things every year. One, give me criteria of why Jacqueline, why Tori Wilson, why the Bushwhackers, why, who else is in?
Coco Beware.
Why Coco Beware? It's, all these people, etc., etc. Why are this person going in? Is it their championship achievements? Is it what they've done backstage? Why is this person going in?
Exactly.
Now, WWE do a great package, and it's like, I think, why is this person going in? Then they play the package, and I think, oh, and they somehow, and again, to be clever at this, is somehow change my mind and think, okay, maybe they do deserve it. But also, it's not a real Hall of Fame because
there's no criteria,
and it's not real.
Correct. Well,
real. I'm not saying that.
but it's all right. It's correct. It's all correct. Correct. You can build someone like. Correct. I could go into the WWE Hall of Fame, in theory, if you made me win 20 world titles.
So if it's a real Hall of Fame and it actually means something, people like Tori Wilson and Drew Carey should be nowhere near it.
And also, you don't go into the Hall of Fame like the year that you retire or the year after you retire. Right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a prerequisite for years too.
I think Edge went in the year he retired, but that was just a rarity, wasn't it?
No, it's not a rarity. Taker.
Yeah.
Taker was the year after the Boneyard match. Kurt Angle. Dude. Didn't Kurt Angle go in the year he retired? Or someone went in and then had a WrestleMania match.
Yeah, that might have been Kurt, I think. Yeah.
Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman, from a talent perspective, went in and then the next night was part of something.
And very quickly, like, the people that go in and they still wrestle like a Kurt Angle, like a Goldberg. It's active wrestling.
Hall of Fame. You go. It's a few years later, at least. It should be to me. There's enough wrestlers. Maybe not. I mean, it's funny. There's definitely not enough wrestlers that deserve Hall of Fame, but there's enough wrestlers that you could fakely put into the Hall of Fame that you can wait 5 years. You know that. You know, I bet you they probably don't do that. You know why?
Is it the running out of names? Maybe, I don't know.
No, because they don't want them to die.
Ah.
You know, think about the wrestlers of my childhood, right? Go back. One day what we'll do is we'll do a podcast, right? This is what we'll do. It'll be a morbid one. And we'll start at WrestleMania 1. And we're going to make a sheet. You can make a sheet on it as we're doing it. And you say, Sean, you give me a name. And I type it in. And I tell you if they're dead or alive.
Yeah, from Mania 1, I think you've got about... Oh, no, they're not all dead.
No, I'm not saying they are, but...
The main event, Piper, Hogan, Paul Orndorff. From the main event, you've only got Mr. T.
75% of the people have passed away. Let's go to the next one.
Yes. The next one is...
No. Let's go to the next
one.
Mania.
Oh, Mania 2, Jesus Christ. I don't even know the card.
I got you. Don't worry. I got you. Hogan Bundy. Dead. Number 3. Hogan
Andre.
Giant. Dead. Number 4. Hogan Savage. Dead. Number 5. DiBiase and Macho Man. And Hogan, because Hogan was part of it. 2 out of 3. Dead. Number 6. Warrior Hogan. Dead. Number 7. Slaughter Hogan. 50%. Number 8. Psycho Sid and Hogan. Isn't Sid dead?
Yeah.
Dead. Number 9. Yoko, Hogan, Brett. Brett's the only one. Number 10. Brett, Yoko.
Give me 1 second. I just need my mum. Give me 1 second. Sorry about this. My mum's just shouting me. Give me 1 second.
Yep. And so, people, you have to understand that's going to happen. And so, I think one of the reasons why they do that is for that reason too. They want to be able to have those people speak. You know, Taker spoke for like an hour and a half. You know, Taker's in pretty okay health now, but you never quite know. Triple H almost died. You know, these are the things. I don't think Stephanie's going to pass away or anything like that, but, you know, this is why they do what they do. They do what they do so that just so that they do it quicker, the bigger names, because just in case, probably. I mean, God, Demolition is still not in the Hall of Fame. It was truly a pick and choose scenario. Demolition was obviously Vince's way of combating the Road Warriors, but Demolition is still not in there, right? So, like, you have situations where you look at, like, Demolition's not in there, Road Warriors both dead, right? And Demolition's still not in there. Very soon they'll run out of people, and Bastion Booger is going to be in there. You never know.
Sorry about that interruption, but yeah, Bastion Booger in the Hall of Fame. Jesus Christ.
I know. All right, next story.
You're a big fan of this guy, so...
yeah, that was a given. In fact, actually, if you pay attention, he's already transitioned pretty much. Like he's very sparingly used on TNA right now. He's more so used in NXT. And my thought process is I think, and I don't know this for a fact at all. I don't think anybody's gonna. I don't think anybody's gonna have a problem with him directly. No, I think everybody has a problem with him. I think him very big problem. I think that he's getting his licks in right now in NXT, so nobody's gonna sit there and go, "Well, he just jumped the system," because he's actually been in the system for quite a bit now, right? Like he's Joe Hendry's been in NXT for quite a bit. He's wrestling for them and doing the pop-ups and doing the matches. So like when he shows up at Royal Rumble, I don't hear any of the nonsense. When he shows up the next day or on the SmackDown afterwards, I don't hear any nonsense. It sucks for him because I know he's pitched the John Cena match, and we'll get into the John Cena Brock Lesnar thing in a bit because I have some say on it, some thoughts. I don't see he's been pitching this John Cena match for a year as one of the people. I think it'd be really cool if he did. I don't think he will. I think that would help a talent like him. Anytime you're sitting in the ring with John Cena, it's because John Cena wants you there. And but yeah, I think he's great. I think he's lost a lot of his luster. He was super hot for a long time. And I mean, just that Randy Orton match alone, right? The roof blew off the place. I think in the beginning you'll have that. But unless they start doing things with him, it'll lose its luster.
So yes, for those not aware of the headline, Joe Hendry to sign full-time with WWE in 2026. It makes sense. I think he's been used.
That's the most make sense thing than the WWE Hall of Fame. Like that's the most make sense thing.
I think he's been used well so far. Good presentation. They're actually say his name and he appears as a meme.
Fucking awesome, isn't it? You know what? It's so comical, funny, and he's fine with it. See, this is the difference. Tell me if he doesn't remind you of somebody right now. He reminds me of The Miz. I believe in a way, not the way The Miz speaks, but in a way is give him something, he'll do it. I think he's that. I really think he's that guy.
And this is, again, this is not me crapping on AEW at all, but this is how WWE is a business and AEW isn't. WWE get it that the Joe Hendry thing is over and this is how they use social media.
I'm going to listen, wait a minute. So I don't not agree with the statement, the original statement. I don't agree. I 100% agree. WWE is a business, and we'll get into that. But I don't. I think that they get it. But again, we have to think about this. WWE does not run WWE. Like, let's get away from the thought process that they do, right? I think that there's just an overlying factor of TKO in everything. I think with Joe Hendry, it's different.
See Mark Shapiro, Aaron Emanuel phoning up Triple H or Shawn
Michaels. This is what we want. So exactly, because I think if Triple H wanted, honestly, if real honesty here, if TKO wasn't involved, the product would be must see.
Yeah, maybe.
But that since TKO has gotten involved, it's become different.
But I can't see them phoning up Shawn Michaels saying, I just imagine on an overall picture, they don't care what happens on Raw, SmackDown, as long as it makes money, they don't care what's happening.
He's a money, and Joe Hendry's a moneymaker, right? So those shirts, those action figures eventually. Hell, I'm going to buy a shirt. I'm going to buy an action figure, right? 100%. 1,000% will buy a We Believe or say his name. We Believe in the back, like something like that. Like 1,000%. Like he is going to be a top. Okay, and again, this speaks to what he's going to be like. He, at least in the beginning, he'll be a top 5. Top 5. Literally top 5. Merch.
So yeah, so it makes sense, and WWE get the meme, and yeah, that's my take on it. And the final story here is somewhere WWE to get a PLE. Sorry, yeah, WWE PLE in Italy. Sorry, 2026. Again, this makes sense. WWE, again, very smart business. They know by giving Italy something they've never had, they're going to get a hot crowd. They're going to sell out. They're going to make a lot of money.
We
Yeah,
have to learn a new chant. We're gonna have to learn a new chant then, because if AJ is still there, you know how like when France are like phenomena, phenomena, da, 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 da. Like I don't know what Italy does. It's the same, something like that.
But yeah, your thoughts, your take on this?
It's cool. It's great. I think it's great. Again, no, not great.
Delete, get rid of the picture just to make room. That's all. So sorry about.
I think that I think it's great. I think so let's we have London, we had Spain yet? No, we haven't had Spain yet. We've had London, we've had France, we're having Italy, we've had Germany, right? Have we had Germany?
Yeah, bashing Berlin. Yeah, bashing Berlin. Yeah.
Berlin. So we've had Germany, we've had Scotland. So I think Portugal, Spain, Italy are the 3 stops that really should focus in. I don't know if Portugal's the one though. I know Spain would be phenomenal. Madrid. Have we had it? We haven't had a Madrid or a Barcelona. No. We've had live events there. But
Yeah.
I think that would be the next after Italy. I think that it's smart, man. Like it's like I told you, like get no disrespect, and this is where the business I agree with. And I'm sorry to say this, people. You're gonna hear from me. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, just those people. Retribution. Retribution is coming. Your PLEs should be Chicago, Dallas, Miami, New York, Philadelphia, LA. Every rest of the country can get a SmackDown or a Raw or something like that. And then these PLEs need to be in Mexico, need to be in Toronto, need to be in Brazil, need to be in Europe, need to be in Asia, need to be in Australia. It's an internet India. It's an international brand. That's what it is. It's an international brand. Wake the fuck up, Des Moines, Iowa. Wake up, Sheboygan, Michigan. I get it. Well, you want the shows, and I understand why you want the shows. You want your things, and you might even get a hot crowd because you haven't been there in so long. But Italy just had a PL. Just has a one-off European tour. You will never be London, England. You will never be Manchester. You will never be France. You'll never be Paris. You'll never be Lyon, where they haven't had this. And so there's such an excitement there that you're not going to be able to recreate. This is why you start seeing all of the callbacks to these places. The Cody Rhodes. You think that like America came up with that? No, this was a European thing. Every cheer that you're doing came from European stuff, the European model, because of just how excited those fans are. And so the fact that it's in Italy, it's phenomenal, right? It's phenomenal, right? It's phenomenal, right? I think that next year after that, we're going to go, they should go somewhere else in that area. And they're building the brand. That's what you do. Ricky, what's the difference between, okay, really, what's the difference between if you're in America and you're in Chicago, let's say, and I'm looking at Chicago, I'm thinking in my head, okay, all right, Chicago and Pittsburgh are pretty much the same distance between Paris and Italy, maybe. But are 2 different countries. That's the same country. This is the same distancing, the same thing, but more of an experience. You're giving people what they want. The international brand, and WWE is international. People, wake the fuck up.
Yeah, when they went there, I thought, oh, this is their testing the water to see if they could do a pay-per-view there, and I was right. I was correct. And I thought, yeah, this is what they're doing.
Do a test, right? They'll always do a test run with a house show, if you will, a tour show. You will never randomly pop into a WWE event in freaking blah 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 Switzerland without Geneva. You'll never pop into Geneva, Switzerland before with a PLE before someone's got a house show there.
But the next segment is Sean's own segment, and that is
I'm standing on I'm sitting. I have my legs on a box right now. In fact, the box is my own shirts, obviously, for my faction for Gremlin House Wrestling.
So yes, right. So go head over to
Facebook. To No Place. Just head over to No Place because I do not sell these online because I sell them at the shows and I make a lot of money. That's not my soapbox. I just happen to be having my legs on it. Wrestler soapbox. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So I did not watch Wrestlepalooza. If I was around, I still wouldn't have watched at that point Wrestlepalooza. Now I do have codes now, but I think the soapbox that we all need to be standing on right now is the realities of life. Right. First of all, I'm not paying both, right? But I'm also not making any decisions, and I don't think that anybody else should either. And let me tell you why. So, the timing of the end of the Jungle Boy Jack Perry segment, and we'll get into that with the return of Jurassic Express, in All Out, was timed at 7:01 or 7:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the same time that the Brock Lesnar thing happened. The exact same time. It was a great thought, right? Like, because okay, so in the mind of the WWE is, oh, I'm going to hit up the AEW crowd that's turning off All Out, but to watch Lesnar Cena. Tony Khan's like, if they do that, we're going to make them stay because as you're about to turn it off, all of a sudden Jack Perry appears. You're like, whoa. And you're like, oh, he's getting beat up. Somebody's got to help him? Oh my God, it's Luchasaurus? It's Luchasaurus. Oh my God, are they going to come back? Oh my God, are they going to show they're going to do their song again? Oh my God. Oh, everybody's going crazy. People, you're stupid. All you're stupid. Everybody's stupid. Let me tell you why you're stupid. And I mean, you're stupid to think that really matters. And WWE and AEW are stupid because that also doesn't matter. Let me tell you why it doesn't matter. If this was on USA and you have to go to Fox, I get it completely. Makes total sense. If I'm spending $39.99 on All Out, I'm fucking watching it to the end. Because if for some reason, example, if you have Fios or you have if you're not paying the $29.99 because your service, your TV provider, Netflix, your TV provider, it comes with your package, then you'll just watch it after. Like, people need to stop thinking that, like, if someone's spending $40 US, they are not going to switch over to something else. And if you buy both shows, knowing that we are in 2025, everybody has a rewind button. Everybody has a start later button. You take this little fucking thing that we talked about, when you put it down for a hot minute, you don't pick up social media for 10, 15 minutes. You turn your phone over so you don't get texts. You finish watching All Out, and then you go start watching Wrestlepalooza. Because I promise you, The one thing I can say about WWE is you can catch up because they have so many commercials and build-ups in between their 5 matches on a 2.5-hour show. And so people like stop thinking like okay, don't worry about what the business is thinking, right? Like we're always going to have this, right? Clear as day right now, right? Every time AEW runs a show, WWE is going to pretty much run a show, right? I will say that if you listen to Tony Khan's press conference, which I did not listen to, but I caught clips of, he did say when someone said about the afternoons, he said, the last 2 afternoons have been great. We might do afternoons sometimes. Now, was he saying that to hear the WWE and the WWE go, what you gonna do now? You go run SummerSlam at 2:00 in the afternoon? You go run Survivor Series at 11 a.m.? What if we do? Every time they do this, it shows how petty WWE is. Petty. They're not in the same category, right? TNA is not in the same category as WWE. AEW is not in the same category business-wise. You need to stop. It's like Roman Reigns curtailing to one social media fan. Like, I care about what that person thinks. No, WWE should not care about this. Stop. Like this. Let me tell you something. If you cared so much, you would stop Saudi's situation. Because what is going to happen, it's already been talked about, is Tony Khan came out in the pre-call for All Out and said that he is looking into doing something around that time period. Maybe a bigger Revolution show. And what's going to happen is, like we talked about, is all of these independent shows are going to align themselves with the show. And it might just be a one-off year. And everybody's going to watch everything. Right? Everybody's going to watch everything from one way or another. So my soapbox situation is people like, this is all planned. We know that. At the same time, we don't need to adhere to it. If you spend the $40, watch the show. And then go watch the next show. Or don't watch the show at all. I will tell you that Triple H said that there's going to be a crazy amount of surprises. There was 2 surprises, one of which we already talked about, which if it happened on Monday Night Raw, it wouldn't have mattered. And the other one I thought was rather interesting, but inevitably, that surprise, it's not that big of a deal anyway. And it's a surprise you can see on X. You didn't need to be there to have an announcement, the announced thing happen. Like, you could have watched it on X. I did. So that's me jumping off my soapbox.
So a few points there. Well, do we? Wrestlepalooza definitely wasn't worth for those that paid $30.
Fuck no.
I don't know how ESPN feels about this or Netflix or anything, but all these announcements, we'll get into it. Brock Lesnar killing Cena or Stephen McMahon. That announcement was up minutes on their YouTube channel. Just why? Who's going to tune in to pay $30 when you can watch it for free? Again, it goes back to WB have too many masters. There's YouTube, there's ESPN, there's Netflix, there's Peacock, there's the Saudis, oh, Jesus. So I don't know how ESPN feel about that. You're taking views away, just whatever. I'll never understand that. But the price is, yes. Okay, first of all, ticket prices, it's $6,000 for Wrestlepalooza. And what really, these surprises, there wasn't, Steve McMahon was a surprise, but that was it. $6,000 for what? What did the fans actually get? Or 70,000, is it 70 grand? Something ridiculous for WrestleMania. But going back to actual viewing prices, $30 For what? Was Wrestlepalooza a bad pay-per-view? No.
Wait, let's talk about that, right? You would be paying $6 a match. Are you fucking kidding me?
Was it a bad pay-per-view? No. Was it absolutely shockingly great pay-per-view? Hell no.
Dude, is it missable? We've been talking about this.
Yeah, for the most part, yes.
Now. We have been talking about this for weeks now, where we've said, I honestly said this to my wife in the car on the way to dinner last night. So you don't want to watch it? Because I was watching All Out, right? You don't watch it? No. Why? First off, it's our anniversary. Like, I get our anniversary tomorrow, but today. But I was gonna miss it anyway. But I told her, I was like, I don't have a need to watch it. They haven't given me a need to watch it. Like, I said, do you want to give me a need? Again, I'm a huge Cody Rhodes fan. Do you want to give me a need to watch it? Give Drew the belt. Then I'll go, oh shit, I should have watched this, right? The only shit I should have watched it was the scene I saw, which was on X, which was the announcement was Paul Heyman. That was it.
Oh yeah, okay, that as well. That was a surprise.
That was the only surprise to me. Like, hold on a second. All you guys in your Predictors League, on the Predictors League, right? We'll talk about it for a second. All didn't think about the thing that I thought about. Just give me the belt now. Just give me the belt for the Predictors League. None of you, not one of you, said there was something that was so obvious. You knew that Becky was going to tap out. All of you said pin, 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 pin. Nah, AJ taps Becky out because the next match is AJ versus Becky for the Intercontinental title. So you just listen, put the title in the mailbox to me, send it overseas. I'll wear it on the next show. Come on, man. So easy. So easy.
Yeah. And stupid me for thinking, people were saying we're going to get The Rock. I did not think that at all. He's busy making moves. But I did think we were going to get Jericho. I thought this is where he might
absolutely not.
Build up to
his contract is not up yet. His contract is up in December.
Fair enough.
So if he showed up on the show, you want to talk about news headlines? If he showed up in that show, we would have gotten headlines up our wazoo for lawsuits.
But still, that's what I thought might happen. You're going to get Cena winning and Jericho return, and you build Jericho a little bit, and it's Jericho Cena in his final match. That's what I thought.
I'm still going with Cena Gunther. I think that inevitably is going to happen. Listen, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. I don't like the direction that this is going, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes.
But yeah, ticket prices are just ridiculous. And very, very quickly, Jesus Christ, we talked about WrestleMania in Saudi, but if they can get, and I don't agree with this, I don't think they should, but I just think this is what happens if they get Rock, Taker, Shawn Michaels, and Austin to wrestle. How much are those tickets going to be? Jesus Christ, more than 70,000, a lot more. Probably about 100,000.
So I can't see Taker wrestling. I can't see Shawn wrestling. I can see The Rock wrestling.
Who knows? I'm not saying they should. I'm not saying I can see.
But also, Shawn Michaels is about to have double knee surgery, so maybe.
For a massive payday and the loyal to WWE, I just can't see these people saying, who knows?
Maybe.
But we've got only one look back at the past to talk about with this. That is right, this week in wrestling history, and you saw the image before, I'll show it again, and that is on, give me one second, September 20th, 2020, saw the in-ring debut of Retribution. So my very quick thoughts. I thought their debut was good when they debuted in the performance center. And they're like they smashed everything up, and they were spray painting the board, and they were beating people up. This felt like an actual invasion. Good debut. I think what spoiled it when you saw who they were, it's like, oh. So for me, it was spoiled. Once you saw who these people were, that's when it was spoiled. But the debut was good. It's just went downhill from there. Your memories of Retribution's debut.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. I think they suffered from the again and it's funny. But again, you don't watch Busted Open. You don't listen to Busted Open. I listen to Busted Open every day. Dave the Greco always says lack of funza, right? Because he's always talking about how much money everything is. And I think that Retribution suffered from lack of funza. And the reason why I say that from a money perspective is they suffered from the live gate. It's the fact that no one was there. Oh, the oohs and ahs, the piped in noise. They failed. And that was the start. I mean, it wasn't the start. But wasn't that really the start of Vince McMahon's downfall? I mean, that wasn't the thing, but it was one of those things.
And also, you had Mustafa Ali as the no offense to Ali. Now, I love what he's doing in TNA, but yeah,
I love him in TNA. But he wasn't allowed to be this character in WWE. Again, like I think that a lot of times, for the most part, WWE talent is overproduced, and there isn't really a character development path.
But you had Ali as a leader, right? Really? Again, he was a shocker, and I love what he's doing in TNA, but
yeah,
ugh. We just take this. There we go. Right. So yeah, but we're going to now go into today's wrestling. We're going to zoom through the weekly shows. Just when we get to the pay-per-views, but we're going to do that with. Let me play the right one, and that is this.
Yep, this week in wrestling.
So, wrestling roundup, so we'll speed through Raw, SmackDown, all of that just to get to the pay-per-view.
No, I think we should just, you know what? Raw, SmackDown. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Let's go. We have 47 matches we need to cover from last night.
Okay, I will very quickly speed through
these bitches. Nobody wants to hear this. They want to hear about All Out. They want to hear about Wrestlepalooza thoughts. Nothing happened. Go for it.
Very, very quickly. So, really quickly, to your whole 30 seconds for Raw. No, NXT, but Raw, SmackDown.
Yeah.
So, very quickly, Adam Page over at Josh Alexander, Riho and Alex Windsor knocked off Emi Sakura and Mercedes Moné, Ricochet over Shelton Benjamin.
Oh, that was a good match, by the way.
Tony Storm. Was this last week? No, it wasn't last week, was it? Was it this week? Who the fucking hell knows?
3-hour show on Wednesday.
Tony Storm defeated Sky Blue and the Death Riders and Young Bucks over Brodido and the Ops. There we go, zoom through. I'll say, personally, jobber, but there it is. Monday Night Raw, the only thing that came out of Raw that I thought was good was a Cena promo, and even that wasn't brilliant. But Cena comes out.
It's all jobber.
Laura Valkyrie over Roxanne Perez, Penta over Kofi Kingston, Rollins, Becky Lynch, Punk, and AJ Lee promo. Very quickly, for me, AJ has now become just another woman on the roster. She's been about 3 weeks. Whatever. But anyway, El Grande Americano knocks off Dragon Lee. Stephanie Vicky the same, Vicari Sane, and Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed knock off LA Knight and Jimmy Uso. Yeah, not a jobber. Dark match, I'll say. The only good thing was Cena. NXT, the show of every week. The game. Triple H comes out.
Yeah, that was an interesting segment.
Followed by Shawn Michaels, followed by William Regal. This was good. I think a lot of people are reading into it and who knows, very quickly.
That was an interesting segment, right? People were reading into it. Like, that was an interesting segment. I think it was just for nostalgia purposes, right? But it was an interesting segment.
I think it was just him saying his catchphrase, but I also don't think there should be a year like it is. The problem is you run into a yearly War Games match. I can't say who's going to be in the women's one. Could maybe see who's going to be in the men's, but do we? I don't know. I think it was just nostalgia, but could we see the main roster versus NXT? I don't know. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss over the Cullen, they retain the titles. I probably would have given it to the Cullen, but okay. Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, knock off DIY. Okay. Ethan Page is still your North American champion after defeating the game Tyler Breeze. This was a good match out to Tyler Breeze. It was a Grayson Waller effect. His guests were Obafemi Ricky Saints. Trick Williams comes out, makes a match for next week. Lexus King came on out, followed by Finn Balor making his NXT return. Him and Miles Bourne destroyed Lexus. And in your main event, Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Fakir, and Laura Valkyria put away Fatal Influence. Good NXT, like I said, NXT's the show of every week. Mid-card, what's your rating for this week's NXT?
Mid-card. I like mid-card is a good one.
Very quickly, Evolve, Dante Chandrick, Knock, Shawn Legacy, and Tara May Steele over the Vanity Project. Good win for the face team. Jamal Hampton and It's Gal over Aaron York and Marcus Mathers. For those that watch Evolve, and me personally, I thought It's Gal and Jamal make a good tag team. And in your main event, in an I Quit match, Kendall Gray made Wendy Cho say the words "I quit." And then for those that watching it Evolve, Wendy Cho questioning her future, which I think is a good segment. Opener. Let's again speed through SmackDown that saw the Miz on commentary because
I'm listening. Keep going. I'm listening.
Brock Lesnar F5'd Corey Graves. This was the one and only good thing about SmackDown. The rest was the skippable.
Ricky, I gotta tell you how Corey Graves took that F5 was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. I believe that rise him off TV to let Wade Barrett come back as he saw Wade Barrett return.
Yeah, that was the best F5 recipient F5 that I've seen in a while. It was perfect.
That was the one and only good thing on, and we still don't know why Lesnar attacked Cena at SummerSlam.
No idea. We'll never know. Clearly,
these questions just. Charlotte Alexa Bliss to retain against Alba Fire and Chelsea Green. Okay. Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed knocked off Fraxium again. I've said it before. Just another tag team. Then the Usos were on the Tron, hyping their match. Nia Jax, that ratings draw. Nia Jax. Nia Jax comes on out. Tiffany Stratton, Jay Cargill, Nick Aldis makes a match for next week. Triple threat for the women's title. Sami Zayn, still your US champion against Carmelo Hayes. And then to end the show, contract signing between Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, brawl. Oh, God. A dark match. Really nothing happened here. Your rating on SmackDown. So let's get to I didn't watch I watched a little bit of the pre-show because I was watching it on YouTube and I thought that's where it was. And then I was reading on Wikipedia these matches were happening. Like, where are they happening? So I tuned in late, so I didn't see the first two matches. We've got to go over the first few matches on the pre-show.
Oh no! Fuck the pre-show. The pre-show wasn't that big of a deal.
It was the Ops defeating the Workhorsemen. I will.
I look at Daniel Garcia's match against Shibata was really the only match that really made any sense.
I'll go back and watch these matches to do a proper review, but
It was
basing
good.
off purely
Yeah,
just
I mean,
off.
it started at 2:00. It started at 2:00. They had like a tailgate match with the girls, kind of just like a fun little match. You know what I mean? Just a little comedy. You know what I mean? A little comedy sometimes. You need a little comedy. Listen, you can have a long wrestling show. You need a little comedy in there too.
So based off purely off results, the ops of the Workhorsemen, okay. Daniel Garcia over Shibata, okay. For me, the women's match was trash. One of the worst matches I've ever seen. It was the one and only good thing was seeing Queen Aminata. I don't think I've seen her before, but match quality, damn, that was
Yeah,
bad.
you're not gonna get a match quality match when you guys are kicking grills.
I just thought, what is this? Thank God I'm not paying for this. And then before that, you got Hologram and the Paragon knocking off the frat party. I watched just the last minute of that match, so I can't really say anything. But the match I saw was horrible. But I will say, value for money, if those people got 4 matches before the pay per view even began.
Exactly.
Which began with Cope and Edge. So, okay, Edge, whatever.
An
Edge.
awesome. So this match was way better than their other match at Forbidden Door. First off, the crowd insane. We know that. The callbacks in the match were fucking phenomenal. Okay, the John Cena callback was on, and as soon as he laid there and he looked at the crowd and he was just like, and everyone's like, "Oh, he is not about to do this. He's not," and he did it, and then they did the switch where he did the Unprettier and Christian did the spear. Like there was a lot of great callbacks in that match. I thought the match was pretty good. Look, when you have FTR in there, it's going to be a pretty decent match for the most part, right? Like just because of just how good they are. I thought that it was good. The shocking return of Beth Copeland, right? Because like give her something to do, right? She wanted to do something. Let's do it. So now you're probably going to get a situation where they have a 6-man, 6-woman, 6-person. At some point, you go into kind of this murky face right now, right? And so I ask you this question here, a real honest assessment here. Okay, you have to throw your biases aside right here. Okay, if Edge was in the WWE right now, right, and Beth had never returned and then returned, you would be like, ah, you'd be like, that's pretty cool. You would like Beth.
For me personally, Beth is again. We talked about the Hall of Fame earlier. Me personally, did Beth Phoenix have a Hall of Fame career? Hell no.
But Tori Wilson.
Well, no, neither did Tori Wilson. But did Beth Phoenix have a Hall of Fame career?
I don't think so. But I'm almost positive she definitely had more title wins than. Hold on.
Correct, but
I don't know. I can't. Hold on. How many titles?
She's former Divas. I don't know. I know she's a former women's champion. Did she win the Divas title? Who knows? But she's won title. But
okay, she had 4. I mean, not bad.
Right, but
three WWE championships and 1 Divas championship. It's not bad.
People might disagree with me and say, yeah, Beth Phoenix definitely deserves a Hall of Fame. But personally, I don't think she does.
Actually, well, here's where I slightly differ as compared to again, we're comparing this to Tori Wilson, right? So that's what I'm comparing it to, right? Beth Phoenix, 4-time champion, heavyweight champion, or whatever champion, or women's champion, whatever. But then Beth Phoenix opened up with Santino's comedy, right? So it's not just about her being glamazon, but she also had a comedy side to it, right? So she was able to be versatile. Tori Wilson, not so versatile. Very, very flexible, not so versatile.
You asked the question if this was WWE.
What's the parameters?
You're like, okay, with Beth Phoenix returned, I'd be like, another past name. So I would not be happy, personally, not be happy. Coolly, okay, I like.
Here's the thing: you
but it's another past name.
The past names thing. Without past names, ESPN, HBO, all of these places wouldn't invest.
It is what it is. I get it's business,
right? No
but...
one. ESPN is not. No offense. ESPN is not investing in Seth Rollins. No offense. And I love Seth Rollins. I think it's a great. No one's investing in CM Punk. Maybe more so CM Punk because he has the crossover UFC thing. No one's investing. I love Cody. It's my guy. No one's investing in Cody. Right? No one's investing in Drew McIntyre, Gunther. No one. You need them all together with some old timers.
Correct, true. So quickly going back to this match, good match.
Good match. It was a good opener. It was just an opening match. It was a good opening match.
Like you said, wild crowd. Beth Phoenix, Beth Copeland, you like.
Yeah.
But we've all got our personal takes, but I just think another form of WWE. But you've also then you've got a storyline. You've got a storyline coming out of this match. So let's see how that I will be watching.
Pans out. I will be
watching Dynamite. But for those that do watch Dynamite, you've now got a story coming out of this. So how will that progress? So cool. It wasn't a bad match.
No, it was a good
WWE.
It was what it was designed to do. Bump the crowd up, get them excited, have some callbacks. It was a good match. What was not a good match was the second match.
I was going to say Eddie Kingston, Big Bill. I didn't even see after I was too busy doing something else to say. I will again go back to watch before I do my review.
It just wasn't a good match. Unfortunately, in this situation, it's a rust factor. Eddie hasn't been there for 16 months. Let him get his feet wet. It was not a good match at all. In fact, I probably could have done a better match. But saying that, I will also say and give it a caveat of he hasn't been in the ring for 16 months. So moving on from that match. The next match.
I'll go back and watch before I do my review.
Amazing.
I want to watch it in full before I do my review. But yes, I missed the finish. Not that I even care, but Eddie Kingston won. What for you?
They missed the finish too, Ricky. You'll see. They missed the finish. The backhand went over his head.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
Okay. But the next match.
Yes, the next match. I will say that's something you'll never get in WWE ever.
Oh, Ricky,
crazy match.
There was so much storytelling in that match. Violent storytelling, right? Just like brought you back to like ECW 1996. Like, just like, there was so much storytelling in that match. There was subliminal storytelling you didn't even know about. Even from the ref wearing like weighted gloves, so as he slapped the mat, he wouldn't hit thumbtacks, right? Like that's why you couldn't hear the pounding because he was wearing these thick gloves. To Max specifically wearing white because blood shows better on white gloves. Just so many thumbtacks. God, Mark Briscoe's head had thumbtacks. Did the thing, and then you didn't think that Max was gonna, but Max never bled in the face, which was interesting. He bled everywhere else. It was just great, violent wrestling because there was wrestling in there. It wasn't just that. There was some wrestling in there, like power bombs and fucking tombstones. It was, to me, was as good of a violent match as you can get.
Yeah, good match. Big win for Mark Briscoe. In my pick, if we had done predictions, my pick would have been MJF. So I would have been.
Look at MJF.
In fact, I did
putting over Mark Briscoe.
Did a very quick shout out here. I do predictions on the Golden Predictions page for those that are interested. So I did do predictions, just not here. I presume this rights that MJF off TV is going to make another movie. So
yeah, he's gonna make a movie. He hasn't even been on his honeymoon yet. Eventually, he has to go on a honeymoon. But I mean, it's just to run him off for a few weeks. Again, he'll return. He'll return eventually, and cash in on Hangman and schedule that match. And that's where I think probably MJF probably win the title. Max, listen, Max does what Max does, man. Max is as good as good can be, right? On the mic, in the ring, putting over talent. He is a young Chris Jericho. He'll put over talent. It's not about him all the time. Even though he says it's about him, right? It's not about him all the time. And he's great in the ring, and I'm sure that Mark Briscoe appreciates that win.
But like I've said, something you'll never ever see in WWE. The closest thing ever was Mick Foley and Knowles Bar, whatever that hardcore match. That's as closest thing you're ever going to get, I think, to this. The stipulations, thumbtacks, and
it's
tables.
new. No, it's new. No. It's new. See, I've never seen that before. I mean, I've seen thumbtacks, obviously. What I'm saying is it's new. It's inventive. We've seen the tables matches. We've seen the ladder matches. We've seen the freaking Kendo's matches. We've never seen a tax match. It's just new. Like,
true.
It's different.
So
it
next
ain't a Punjabi prison match, okay?
Thank God.
Moving on.
That was on YouTube, very quickly on YouTube yesterday. Undertaker Big Show, and I looked at it and just thought, yeah, this match was bad. Undertaker Big Day, but bad match. Anyway, Demand, so Ricochet and the Gators of Agony over
It was okay. It was an okay match. It was good for what it was. Very surprised to see them win. I think that was a huge surprise to me. But I think Ricochet is doing the best work he's done in his whole entire career here. And I'm interested to see where this goes for the Hurt Syndicate. 100%. It was good. It was it was a very good match to follow up with a thumbtacks match, which was like so insane that you were like, I need a break. And this was a good break match. It wasn't a bathroom break match. It was just a good, like, chill in your seat. If you were there, like, eat your food, drink, and just watch a good match. It was I would say, if you were to rate it at a scale of 1 to 10, this match, it was a good solid 5.5 match, right? It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was exactly what that spot needed, I think.
Completely agree with all of that. And if, again, I did do predictions, and my pick was the Hurt Syndicate.
I would have picked the Hurt Syndicate as well.
Next up, for the TBS Women's Championship, 9 belts Monet, Mercedes Monet retain against Rihu.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was a good match. It was a match for what the match was. I will say that in no way, shape, or form in my life did I ever think that Rio was going to win. So I think the match was a 6. You know, it was good. It was okay. You had two, like, okay, you could have missed that match and it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, true. Yeah, again, completely agree. You know, we agree on a lot of things here. I know few people thought this was going to be it for Mercedes, but I certainly didn't.
No.
It was what it was. Next match, another championship match. This was good. Okada, Takeshita, and Mascara Dorado. Good match.
Listen, so good. Dorado's really great. He's only 23 years old. Takeshita is as close to the next Okada as a young Okada, right? Like, he still obviously has years to go. But the guy just won the G1, man. Like, do you understand? Like, and I saw your little post in there. You said best in the world type thing. We'll talk about that for a second really quickly. You got to move away from WWE, right? I'm serious. Like, when I say this, because the best in the world means best in the world. The G1 has always been the catalyst for best in the world. This is where Okada came from. The Okada being the best, Kenny Omega, the best in the world. I'm not talking about best in the world on the mic. I'm talking about, like, best in the ring, bell to bell. and Takeshita isn't there yet, but he is in America, Patrick Mahomes year 3. He could get there if he's built right. If he never wins another G1, he will never be the best ever. But he needs to win another G1, another G. This whole, let me tell you something. I don't know when this is going to be. It's going to be soon. When Okada and Takeshita finally wrestle against each other, you will see a level of strong style that you have to go back to watch Kenny Omega versus Okada. I'm serious. I've watched this guy since he first started in AEW. And I said, I call him Baby Okada. That's his nickname. He's Baby Okada. Because Okada, if you give me the top 5 wrestlers of all time, Okada's in the top 5 wrestlers of all time. Not sports entertainers. But, I mean, in reality, he is a sports entertainer because he's fucking comical right now. Like, he would, because WWE is so WWE, right? He couldn't work in the WWE because anybody who's Asian, let's be clear, doesn't really work in WWE. Shinsuke tried. He's like, he is one of the top 5 wrestlers of all time. And Baby Okada will get there. I think his facial reactions are amazing. He gets so pissed off sometimes, and you can literally see it, and it's hilarious when he gets really mad. Like when he lost, and Don Callis was like, "Good job," and he's like, "Oh, fucking phenomenal!" And I thought that match, original match of the night was the Thumbtacks match. I think from a gruesome perspective, that should still kind of be in a separate category. Right now, that's match of the night at that moment. Next match.
Good match.
Yeah.
And yeah, Mascara Dorado, the former
It was
Grand
above
Metal.
a mid card. It was a good solid 7.5 to 8 match. It was a good match.
So up next, the coffin match, John Moxley, Darby Allin. I thought it would be a whole lot more brutal than it was. I thought they were going to paint the ring red. They're going to be.
Yeah, I didn't think so based on the Thumbtacks match, but I think they actually did a lot of great callbacks in that match. I thought that was actually a better match than the MJF match. What do you think? Like if you compare the two to the side to each other, like
Yeah.
I thought there were subliminal stories in
Good.
the coffin match with Bryan Danielson on commentary, with Bryan Danielson doing a callback to the plastic bag. The only thing that I didn't like about the match, right? I thought it was about a 7.5 match, right? Rating because of the different kind of stories within the match. The only problem I had with that match, and it's not their fault, was the fact that the latch on the coffin broke. Because like you saw it, right? Like you couldn't close it after a while because it was getting beat to shit. That was my only problem. I love the return of Pac. I don't know what the fuck that hair is though. He's got to fix his fucking self. Love the return of Pac. I listen. Darby Allin's a fucking nutcase, man. Like in a fight, I whoop Darby Allin's ass. In a wrestling thing, he's psychopath.
So my takeaway is two. First of all, one, I would have had Darby Allin win because Moxley not being pinned or being tapped out. What does a coffin? What does winning a coffin casket match? Let's get it right.
Yes, but knowing what happened later on in the show, now it makes sense.
Okay. Also, every single Darby Allin match, I think the same thing. He can't keep doing this. He's going to do a bump that's going to kill him or paralyze him, and that's just my personal opinion. He's coming to the Love of Wrestling convention next year. I put a comment on saying, and again, personal opinion, goofball. That's an insult to wrestling, and some people got upset. Well, tell me one good match. Not Moxley, Darby Allin has put on. Zero.
I don't know. That's up for interpretation, man.
Okay,
It's defining what you think a good match is. That's the problem.
put a good match without taking a dangerous bump.
Yeah, nothing. Sting, the tag match with the Bucks and Sting.
Took away from Sting's last match by taking a bump that could have killed him.
He takes bumps that could kill him. Listen, the glass bump. Remember the glass bump? The glass bump he did was the most brutal bump I've ever seen. And by the way, we've seen other bumps like the thumbtack bumps. Like, what could have went wrong in glass? And people are like, well, that might not be all real glass. That was real glass. There was blood everywhere. And
For what?
You know why? I'll tell you why. You want to know why? You ready? Are you ready? Because we're talking about it now.
Okay, we are, but he still took away from Sting's last match. Whatever.
Sting looked good in that match too, man. He looked really good in that match. Wasn't an expensive ticket. He looked like $100 or so to get there. All right, moving on to the next match, because the next match I thought was match of the night.
Fail forward.
No, I didn't think this was match of the night. The next one after that. But yeah, the women's match is next, right?
Chris Statlander retained. Yeah. I'm fluffing my lines here. Chris Statlander defeats Tony Storm, Jimmy Hayter, and Thekla, whatever her name is, the Spider Woman. So my first time seeing Thekla.
What a surprise that was.
But yeah, Chris Statlander had been there from the beginning, 6 years she'd been there. So well deserved. Surprise, definitely.
It's deserved, but I think everybody was surprised by it.
I thought Tony Storm, again, in my predictions, Tony Storm was retaining.
The one. Yeah. 100%. But that's what you want to do sometimes. We go back to the same things of the conversations we've had, and I don't want to beat a dead horse because it's 8:53 a.m. here, and I got to go get, in 20 minutes, I have to go get breakfast. But, if you want to have surprises, you have surprises like that, right? Right? Remember, we go back to the whole thing, it's like, I didn't miss much. Well, damn, if I didn't watch that, I'd have been fucking pissed off I didn't see it, because I'd have been like, oh my God. What? I honestly, real talk here, I didn't see it. Let me tell you why. I had went to my family room and went to the fridge to just get a drink because I didn't think the match was going to be over then. And I heard 1, 2, 3. And I heard them say, Chris Statlander. And I was like, what? And I just go like this. Then I walk over to my TV and I go, what? Because, Dad, you got me. You got me right there. I was shocked. Interested to see what happens with Tony Storm now, though. But it's a good shock. Match was pretty good. I think it was about a 6 or 7 or so. Was pretty good.
The next up, I didn't see the finish of this match. I know the result, but I didn't see the finish because Wrestlepalooza started. But Rodito's still your tag team champions.
Yeah. The ladder match was amazing. The ladder match was amazing. 8.5. Right?
My first time seeing, I'm going to butcher this name, Hechicero.
Oh, Hechicero. Yeah, Hechicero. Pretty good, right?
My first time seeing him. So that's cool. But yeah.
Hechicero for a big man was very good in that match. Like, very good. You know, you always are very scared with bigger, muscular guys with ladder matches, right? Things can go really wrong. I thought he was excellent. I thought he was really good. I love Josh Alexander. I think he was amazing. I don't think they used Josh Alexander up to where Josh Alexander will be. Eventually, I think they will. He's a champion. Individual, right? He's an individual champion, but he got nothing on the mic. But he's an individual champion. The Bucks were phenomenal. The ending of that match was great. Again, anybody who didn't see it, it was the fact that Jack Perry came back, attacked the Bucks, turned face, got his ass whooped. That brought Luchasaurus in, and they became Jurassic Express. The place went nuts. It was a perfect situation. That's why it gives it my 8.5 match, which I thought was amazing. At that point was match of the night.
will watch this and give my thoughts. And well, in my review goes up on Facebook of each pay-per-view, WWE, TNA, AEW, AAA, everything. But I'll watch it and then give my thoughts there, I suppose. And the main event, again, another result, Hangman and Page retained, but no idea what happened in the match. So
match of the night.
Okay.
Match of the night. Kyle Fletcher is a young Randy Orton. 100%. Like
we'll watch the match, but
unequivocally, first off, he's more athletic than a young Randy Orton, right? He is getting better on the mic to get to Randy Orton, and actually, he probably is as good as Randy Orton was back then on the mic. Randy Orton's gotten obviously incredibly better on the mic, right, since then. But that very cocky, boyish look to him, right? He is. I'll put it this way: if you rode with Fletcher and MJF for the heels of the future, absolutely. And Hangman did an excellent. They both did. It was a great match. It was just a great match overall. A 9.
Go back and watch it and then give my opinion. In my review.
Get that whole show for not having Swerve on it, for not having Will Ospreay on it, right? For not having those people because they're injured. A solid 7.5, 8. Definitely upper mid card. Upper mid card WrestleMania. WrestleMania 39.
Okay. I'm going to say what I always say from what I saw before Wrestlepalooza started. Good pay-per-view. AEW put on good pay-per-views. There hasn't been a bad pay-per-view. I didn't watch Forbidden Door, but from what I've seen, they haven't put a bad pay-per-view on all year. Correct. The problem is Dynamite is just, for me personally, well, not the worst wrestling show in 2025. That's Collision, but it's the second worst show, along with Raw. Raw and Dynamite, I think, are on a level. Raw is a little bit more because at least WWE try. They bring in Cena, they bring in so they're trying at least.
They're not trying.
Personally,
they're not trying. That's why they're bringing in these people. When I tell you those things, right? When I tell you that they're not trying, what I mean by that is correct. They're having to bring in Lesnar and Cena, right? Meanwhile, Kyle Fletcher main evented, right? They're not trying. They are falling back onto you. You have a problem with this. You always have a problem with this, and you can't defend it if you can't defend it and then also at the same time say you have a problem with it. So you have a problem with the part-timers coming back. You always have, which is fine. But then you can't defend that the WWE is trying by bringing in these part-timers. No, they're not. They're not. They're bringing in, right, the part-timers, right? There's no reason that Lesnar should ever even be there in the first place. Cena can be there because it's a whole year tour, 100%. But you never wrestled AJ Styles, who's there, right? Like, you're not wrestling Jey Uso to elevate him. You're not wrestling, and so like you have these part-timers that come in and these Lesnars and stuff. You can't hate it and love it at the same time.
And you could have had Cena style. The whole Lesnar thing, first of all, he added nothing. Lesnar being there adds nothing. Also, why couldn't you have had Cena Styles? Lesnar comes in, DQ finisher, no one's losing. But no, they had a promo instead. That was.
So I guess we're talking about Wrestlepalooza right now. Let's get into it, right? Because there's only 5 matches.
Very quickly, from what I saw, in mid-card from what I saw, but I'm not seeing the main event. So, Wrestlepalooza saw Brock Lesnar destroy John Cena, 7 F5s.
Move on. It's an awful build. It's an awful
I would
situation.
have seen a win because I think this, when he's the final match, should he lose,
Now,
which he probably will.
Yeah, now we're going to have Lesnar versus Cena again.
Is that the final match?
No. We'll have Lesnar versus Cena again in Perth. Because they're getting Cody. Because, well, here's what's going to happen. You're getting Lesnar, Cena again. My guess is Lesnar's not going away right now. Lesnar's part of the vision. Okay? Cody is undefeated against Seth Rollins. Okay? Three or four matches, 3 or 4 wins. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting if Lesnar costs Cody the match to have Seth win, because Cody and Lesnar are friends, right? The level of respect there. There's also the Punk aspect of it all, right? There's the Punk aspect. Would it be surprising if Lesnar faced Punk at some point? No, it's not surprising. At the same time, it's surprising that we've spent more time talking about this match because the ending of it was so shit. Let's move on.
Yeah, well, so the next thing, well, we'll get to the next thing for Cody Rollins, but okay, we'll just discuss it now. It's Crown Jewel for the pointless
title,
Crown Jewel Championship that means nothing. But I think Rollins wins this time.
I do think Rollins as well.
And if it's right now, okay, let's move on to the Usos and the Vision with LA Knight here as a special guest referee. Good win for the Vision here. They're now, for me, starting to make a lot of sense. They're a dominating tag team. I think they should go after tag team gold. Take off the white at 6. Who cares about the white at 6 in 2025?
They booked stupidly. They should have won at wrestling. They should have won at SummerSlam.
But now, so is the story LA Knight? I presume that's where they go. But yeah, you had the Usos, the Vision winning.
Great. So the answer always is, so what? Give me something that's not so what. Do you care about Jey Uso and LA Knight? Like really? It's a Monday Night Raw match. Great. That's all it is.
Next up, Stephanie Vicky is your brand new women's world champion.
What a great finisher.
Good. Oh yeah. The finisher was good, but the match itself, for me, quite sloppy. And Triple H did say on the post-show, whatever you want to call it, post-show press conference, whatever. Not press conference anymore. So post-show, that Stephanie had the flu, or she was under the weather, so that's why the match wasn't as good as it could have been. I thought maybe that's what it was, but I think a lack of chemistry for me, quite sloppy. But Stephanie Vicky is your new women's world champion. So if we get, I know there's a triple threat on SmackDown, but I don't see Tiffany losing. So Stephanie. Give it as pointless as a Crown Jewel Championship is. I think Stephanie wins it there.
Agree.
Match of the night for me, but also felt very choreographed. You can now tell that Punk and Rollins are real life friends because they worked together throughout this match. I just thought a lot of setup spots, but CM Punk, AJ Lee over Seth freaking Rollins and Becky Lynch, no shocker there. AJ tapped out Becky, but like I said, a lot of choreographed moments. There was like a sliced bread and Punk, and you could tell. And then again, I know wrestling. It's not real. I don't want to use the F word, but it's not real. But at least try and make it look real. If Punk comes in, got AJ's foot, and she flipped, and like they were working together. You could tell they were.
Yeah, 100%. I saw some highlights of it. 100%. I couldn't agree more. I literally couldn't agree more. Like, there's nothing I can add.
Punk had Rollins and the sharpshooter, and Becky was trying to reach him. Again, they were working together. Becky was trying to reach him, and Punk had to pull Rollins to get him.
I'm sure that the four of them went out to dinner. Right.
So then Becky could reach Rollins. You could just like, oh.
Yeah.
It felt so choreographed and like they're just all working together, just going to the spots of the match.
Yep.
But good match and match of the night for me. And then your main events are Cody Rhodes returning against Drew. Then I didn't know the plans for Cody next. I find the Crown Jewel Championship so pointless. It means nothing. It's just a 1 year yearly championship, not defended. But I would have had Drew win.
If you wanted to shock me, I would have had you. I gotta tell you something. At what point does Drew leave?
Who knows?
Because how much more can this guy? Like how many? Okay, he and Kevin Owens are very similar in that way of like they're just never gonna win.
Yeah. I think I said in my predictions what's next for Cody, but what's next is Rollins at Crown Jewel, and then Survivor Series is all about War Games. So does he even?
And that's why I think that Lesnar is going to cost Cody something. You'll have Punk, you'll have Cody, you'll have Roman, and the Usos. Those are 5 right there, and then you'll have the Vision. You have the Vision. You'll have the Vision. The Vision, Brock. I don't know.
The face team, I think, will be Punk, the Usos.
Yeah.
Maybe LA Knight, and the friction continues there. And somebody else. Punk, no. Okay, Punk, Reigns, the Usos, LA Knight. There you go, 85 on the face.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
The Vision and 2 other. Again, this is why there shouldn't be a yearly War Games match. The Vision and 2 other guys.
I agree.
But my rating for Wrestlepalooza is opener. Okay, yeah. I'm being generous there by saying opener. But for those that paid, what happened? What happened for $30? And I've seen lots of people saying I want my money back. Well, okay. But what doesn't require any money is adding me, following me, all of that. So I'll play a quick ad here right now.
It was a long ass ad.
Yes, 40 seconds. But yes, like, subscribe, all of that. We have got some predictions to do, so we'll quickly do those right now. And those predictions are, of course, next week's No Mercy.
Oh, give me the matches. I'm hungry. Give me the matches. Come on.
So very quickly, Tavian Heights, Ethan Page for the North American Championship. Ethan retains.
Ethan Page. Yep, Ethan retains. Continue.
JC James versus Lola Vice for the Women's NXT Championship.
JC James. Come on.
Yeah, I'm saying Lola Vice, but okay.
Never Lola Vice. There's no storyline with that. Doesn't make sense.
Okay. So Sol Ruka visits either Chelsea Green or Laney Reed. I think Laney Reed beats Chelsea and goes on to beat Sol.
No. I think that's for North American, right? That's a North American title.
The speed women's title.
Oh yeah, give it to her. It's fine.
And then it's going to be Ricky Saints versus either Obafemi or Trick. I think it's either double DQ on NXT, but if Oba wins, he's then going to beat Ricky Saints. I can't see Ricky Saints.
Nobody's beating Obafemi. Stop it.
Undefeated for not undefeated, but have a long time.
As close to Roman Reigns as you can get.
And we have got a bit of promotion to do, so I will put up 1 second, very quick. I know you want to go and eat, get your breakfast. So I'll be very quick with this right here. So Wrestling Days out. Can't find the thing. There it is. So shows that I've got coming up and Sean's got coming up are next weekend for me, that on the Friday, and then we've got that on Saturday. But head over right now to, let me put up the link here.
Grandma House Wrestling. Right. Those are 2 separate shows, by the way.
Okay.
2 separate shows. One is Grambling House, one is Titan. But head over to Titan for October 11th in Hoboken, New Jersey. I'm gonna get some kendo sticks in my face, maybe. But the 25th, I will 100% get some kendo sticks in my face.
But yes, so Gremlin House Pro Wrestling and Titan Wrestling, and if you want to follow Sean on Instagram, and why wouldn't you? There it is, right?
Why wouldn't you?
Yes, that is right. So, Thank you, everybody. Like and subscribe. And as always, final word is over to Sean.
Oh, guys, just be smarter. Be smarter about what they're trying to do, what we're all trying to do, what they're all trying to do. You can see all the wrestling you want. Okay? All the wrestling you want, right? Like, come on. Like, let's be real here. Okay? It's their competition between 2 parties that are really not in competition, right? The only thing that really matters is your pocket and your wallet.
Definitely. So yes, everybody like, subscribe. We'll see you guys next week. But do tune in next Saturday to my No Mercy watch along. Like, subscribe, and always remember, if these Ricky J bringing the British bite to the fight.